Your girl back at it again in the same outfit. Yeah. Pushing, pushing, pushing out this content. Hey, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Anywho, that was my little musical intro. But anywho, it's your girl Nene, and this is my review on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. I can automatically see already that baby, that girl Tiffany, I'm not here for her. Cause when I could tell you like this chick here is about to be on some grimy, nasty, like throwing mud. Like I don't. This episode was, I'm looking at my notes, was called, if I'm not mistaken, Here Comes the Tea Fanny. Okay. I don't I don't understand that Tea Fanny. Like I don't I don't understand. But okay, I digress. Um, but this was basically introducing officially Tiffany and her husband. Um, I don't remember his name, but you know what he gives me? He gives me Les Brown, the motivational speaker, vibes. Like he gives me those type of vibes. But let's see here. Trying to think. I don't remember their last name, but uh, I was a little confused because I know he got a son, she got a son, but I don't know if her son is with him, and then his son, of course, is her stepson, but they've been married a year. Like, how long y'all been together? I was a little confused. I didn't understand what was happening. Uh, but we're gonna go on to the review. So I can't get over Tiffany. So we'll hold off on that. But Tisha and Mel. I couldn't deal with the phoniness. That was the phoniest, fakest, let's catch up tea conversation I had ever heard. Tisha, you don't like Mel, and Mel, you don't like Tisha. Okay? Call a thing a thing. That's why I love Kimmy so much. Because if she don't like you, she don't like you. She don't rock with you, she don't rock with you. It was so much pettiness and slanging and shade, like it was a whole palm tree in that daggone house. Okay? Tisha sitting there volunteering information she don't need to volunteer. If a woman wants to know about your marriage and y'all don't rock with each other like that, everything's good, copacetic, fantastic, fantastically awesome. Leave it at that. I don't need to give you no details. I don't need to tell you that we sitting here and we about to open up another cigar bar. And how you gonna open up another cigar bar that the first one you got a freaking general manager who don't know what he's doing, who's sitting here telling you I need help. Tisha, you called it. You said last season, Marcel, he's going to need help because he don't know what he's doing. I worked in the restaurant business. I was a manager for not so much a restaurant, but for what they call a cantina. That's a little Canadian thing. It was an ice skating rink, but they had the concession stand. And I was the manager over there. And that only little bitty part, when I tell you how many hours I had to spend working on that, and making sure we was up to cold standards and inventory, and making sure that the food was at the proper temperature, and okay, making everything was clean, and scheduling people. And you mean to tell me that was a little matchbox, excuse me, can't talk. But you mean to tell me you're gonna have somebody that's over a whole cigar bar and a lounge who don't know anything about leadership just yet because he just got out of college, man? What kind of business ethics is that? That don't make no sense to me. That's stupid. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Come on. Anywho, they sitting there having a conversation. Mel and Tisha. Then Mel sending digs. She's like, you might want to go ahead and see a therapist now. Like, Teacher like, yeah, this is the right time to go when you don't have anything that's going on with your marriage. You do have something going on with your marriage. Word on the street is he got somebody else pregnant and he had another baby on the outside. I don't know if that's true. However, you still think that your husband's cheating, so there's some issues. You have some insecurities that y'all need to work out. I didn't like that part. I'm sorry. I don't even understand. Why are y'all forcing a friendship? Like, y'all not cool with each other like that? Like, let it go. It's not that deep. Next thing after that little phony meetup, there was today with the meetups, this episode with the meetups of the meetups of the meetups of the meetups. Like, everybody had, something scheduled on the itinerary. Okay. Um, Martell met with, Melody's mama, and pretty much this was sad because it showed that when there's trouble in a marriage and there's a divorce, how it affects everybody. It don't just affect the husband and the wife. It affects the children. It affects the in-laws. I'm all here for Martell's mama supporting him. However, nobody said your son wasn't, um, a good father. But let's call a thing, baby. He's not a good husband. He was not a good husband. He was not a good husband. He was not a good husband. Let's try to not act like, oh, him cheating was the only thing. And everybody makes mistakes. No, it wasn't just the cheating. It was the outright disrespect. It was the fact that you had it in your mind that you could sit there and say, I came home every night, so that should count for something. The fact that you came home every night means nothing when you're out there gallivanting, slang danging your thing all the way around. That doesn't mean anything. That's just like somebody saying, well, I came home every night, although I stabbed millions of people. I mean, at least I wasn't stabbing as many as I could have if I would have stayed out. Like, it doesn't make sense just because you came home. That should count for something. And then to sit there and you talk mess, talking about some you can't get your kids and all of that. Why do you have to go to social media and put your business out there? Like, I'm a social media person, but I'm a social media person and I would like to see stuff like post up loving pictures of each other, or post up like I miss you, or stuff like that, or post up that you're in a relationship. Don't act like you're single on social media. But you don't have to put out all your business. And if y'all in an argument, you don't need to. Mel and him don't need to post that up on social media. Because here's the thing with social media. You can delete it. But people screen grab, screenshot, all of that. And the only thing your kids will have to do, and can do right now, because they are smart, is as Marcel's daughter, as he calls her, affectionately calls her Mimi, she could search it up. So if she could search up chips, your kids, the Holtz, can search up mama and daddy. So, like, all of that's ridiculous, and it's petty, and it's childish, and it's immature. So they had their little conversation. They mend their ways. They said they're not going to try to do anything until next time, basically, and they're going to try to get along. We're going to move on to me, the biggest thing. You come to somebody's brunch. You don't know the person's brunch you coming to. You don't know her like that. Like, you know of her, but you don't know her. You come to the brunch and you come to start mess. First things first, I'm going to commend Destiny and Kimmy. First things first. Destiny not telling Kimmy when they was at brunch that she was divorced. Kimmy felt bad because Kimmy was a single mom. She knows how that is. And you got a freshly born baby. I know how that feels. Where the person that you had the child with is not there all the time. Okay? he could be there for weekends or a week at a time, but you're still a single parent because on those days, majority of that weight of the responsibility of raising that child is on you. Okay? So when Kimmy shed her tears, I thought that was beautiful because she really was feeling for her because she said, I know how that feels. They had a little chuckle moment where, little fun time, where Kimmy and Destiny was talking about how Destiny said at the brunch, like, your son Jalen, he's feeling your girl. And Kimmy was like, hey, yeah, I know that because you told me, and it didn't matter at the time because you was a whole married woman, but don't be flipping your hair when you're talking about my son. Which I got what Kimmy was saying. Because me being a single mother of I think my child's 22. Is he 22 or 23? I think he's 22. Look here, don't judge me because I don't remember my child's age. I'm tired. I had a lot going on with my life. And I'm old. So I think, yeah, he's 22. Okay. Yeah, I had to do the calculation. Okay. My brain wasn't functioning to calculate it in my head, so I had to use my calculator. Don't judge me. Judge-free zone. Anyway, I digress. I get what Kimmy was saying because I have been, look here, I have been in a room where a woman, a grown woman, I mean a real grown woman. I mean, this woman was so grown, I think her eggs had evaporated into powder. Okay? This trout mouth heifer was hitting on my son in my presence. And this was at a repast. Okay? We had just attended a funeral and we had the repast of a family member. And my family member was very popular, so this woman knew of my family member. And she proceeded to hit on my son. And then someone was looking at her because I was sizing her up, trying to figure out exactly how I was going to handle her. Was I going to snatch her hair out? Was I going to snatch all her eyebrows or just bust her in the mouth? Like, I was just trying to figure out which way I was going to go because she was going to meet these hands. They was going to have a conversation with her face or her head or her neck. At some point, I just had to figure out which way. Because, and the illustrious words of Scrappy, I'm about to put them paws on. Anywho, I digress. And so the woman was like, hey, that might be her boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. I said, or it might be my son. And at that time, my son was all of 16. If I'm not mistaken, 16, 17. Okay, so he wasn't even grown. Okay? So I got what Kimmy was saying. She was like, don't let this fool you. I will snatch you bald. You are not coming after my son. Okay? Keep your hot pocket over there. So we get Trifling Tiffany. Trifling T is what I'm going to call her. So Trifling T comes sitting there, whatever, having a conversation. She's like, oh yeah. Mel was like, I think you know her, Chamber of Commerce and all of this. And she has a business and you do this and da 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 da. And Tiffany was like, we might have met at Mel's house. She could have left it right at that. She could have left it right at that. She had to bring up a point to mention that her husband, her ex-husband, the chicken man, okay, Destiny's ex-husband, she saw him getting an award and some other woman was there that she knew wasn't Destiny, because when she saw Destiny, she said, oh, I liked your dress you had, blah, blah, blah. And Destiny said, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. Why would you bring that up at her birthday brunch? Because you trifling. You're trifling. I can't wait till something come out about you and your Les Brown motivational speaker face looking husband come out, because that was trifling. And then sit there and was like, oh yeah, Kimmy, by the way, yeah, our kids go to the same school. Wasn't Monster caught vaping? First of all, this is a child. It ain't none of your business to spread his business about what he done did on national TV at the dinner, at the brunch. You lucky you at the table. Because some of Destiny's friends, they moved them to the other table. They moved them to the you ain't a cast member table. And they sitting in the corner, sitting on the side, having a conversation, drinking water. Okay? Tap water at that. You could have been sitting at that table. But no, you want to sit here and tell everybody else's business. Well, let's tell your business. I can't wait till they tell your business. I can't wait till your business come out. Because that was trifling. And then Kimmy got to hear it from her, and Maurice more than likely didn't tell Kimmy. We're gonna have to have a conversation. We're gonna have to have a sit down conversation. A come to the altar moment with Maurice. Because what you're not gonna do is keeping Kimmy out of conversations and discussion when it come to Monster, but put her in conversations and discussion when it come to Monster, when it's something in regards to her watching him. Because you're going to be so busy and summer's coming. Like, we're not going to do that. We're not. But that's all I had to say about Love and Marriage, Huntsville. I don't like Tiffany. I don't like her. I don't plan on liking her. I mean, I could talk about how Tisha and Marsau supposed to be meeting up in Houston, but don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care. This week is gonna matter because Ready to Love, they meet with them in Kyra, which I think they're making a big deal out of it, and I think Kyra gonna be like, nice tie and walk off. It ain't gonna be nothing. It ain't gonna be nothing. But that's it for Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. Please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check out my next video. Appreciate you.